Okay, the Saw 4 movie. I saw it tonight, and I have to say it was amazing. Probably the best Saw they've made. Just because of, like, the traps, they were so well thought out and stuff. Okay, this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to watch it, don't. Yeah, glasses, don't get over it. Okay. Okay, in the beginning, there's an autopsy of John or Jigsaw. It is, like, the most graphic thing in the whole movie, because, like, he's laying naked, for real naked, on the table, and they, like, take the same saw they used to, like, cut that little square out of his dome, and, like, the third one, and, like, they cut his whole skull open, and put it, and took out his brain, and then, but like, they had to rip off his skin, like, flap it back, you know what I'm saying, and, like, put it over his face and put it back, and then they, like, cut through his ribs right here, like, straight down, and broke them open, and, they're like, let's look at the stomach. For some reason, it didn't make much sense why they just wanted to randomly look at the stomach, but hey, what are you gonna do? And they cut it open, the stomach, and green ooze fell out, and then the tape, you know, that he poured wax on, in one of the, I don't know which one it was, but he poured wax on it, and he swallowed it. Yeah. And you really, it's crazy, because, they play the tape at the end, and it's really just saying, my work will continue, you know, someone will replace me, and the dude who helps him is actually his son. Yeah, his son, that's right. The traps were pretty good. This guy who killed the baby that was in his wife's stomach, yeah, the guy that opened the door and slammed it into her stomach and the baby died, I think. But then again, how did his son come back out? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, his name was Cecil, and he was really mad at this dude. So, like, I'm making a video, and, that was my mom. He's, like, in this chair, and, like, with blades sticking into his wrist, right here, and, like, every time he did it to himself, honestly, because he kept, like, just dragging him back and forth. He's like, come on, man, I'm bleeding, just let me go, like, that's gonna help at all. And, yeah, he put this, I'm sure you've seen clips of it, they put this big thing with a bunch of knives like this on it. They were, like, pushing back, though. And there was a button right here, like, about this far from him with the knives like this. Here's the button. And he had to push through the knives with his face. And his face was all cut up. It was amazing. The graphics in this movie are so amazing. And it cut all through his face, but he got out. When he hit the button, the whole chair broke. And then he got up like, you are so dead. Talking to Jigsaw like, okay, you are so dead, you are so dead. And then Jigsaw standing in front of this, like, box type thing full of barbed wire. And he starts running after Jigsaw. And he just goes, move. And then he falls into the barbed wire and dies like that. Hey Dixie, it's my doggy. Come here. Come. You doing? Anyway, yeah. One of the traps is, like, this is actually on the poster. If you go to the theater to see the movie, look at the poster. There's, like, a person sitting here with it looks like a real pig's head, but it's a mask, and they're sitting in a chair. Well, that trap is actually a woman who has a ponytail, and her ponytail is caught in this thing that twists it slowly, and this dude had to find the combination, and it started pulling her hair so hard, her scalp actually started to rip off, and the blood was like, and then it just started leaking, and he got the combination when half of her dome was hanging off, like, and like, then she tried to kill him because it was her test, and she was supposed to kill him, but he just pulled the hair a little more, and she just went, ow, and fell over, you know. The other trap, the first trap actually, before they even say that, you know, the name, like they always have some, like a skit and then the name and then the rest of the movie. Well, the skit was like, there's an engine in the middle of a room that has two chains, and one guy has his mouth sewn shut, like this, and the other guy has his eyes sewn shut, and the guy who has his eyes sewn shut was like, he wakes up first, and he's like, my eyes, and then the dude who wakes up couldn't even talk, he's like, and then the dude that just got the, you know, eyes, he's like, who's there? And he started throwing stuff at him to kill him, and they started fighting, and the dude with the eyes stuck something into the dude's leg, and then the dude who had the mouth sewn shut, he stuck it like right here, like right above the shoulder blade, and yeah, he started bleeding a lot, and they just kept fighting for a while, and until his head somehow ended up on the machine, and the dude just hit him over the head twice with this huge hammer, and got the key, unlocked his, they were attached by the neck by these chains, and then he just ripped his mouth up like that, and it was amazing. And yeah, that was the first trap. One of the other ones was this guy who raped girls, like Fatty, and he raped women, and he was like a manager of the hotel or something like that, and he walks in, the dude who's doing all these traps, and well, what you have to understand is, this guy wakes up in his apartment, his wife just left him to help her mom, and yeah, he wakes up in like his bathtub with water running on him, of course. He finds a tape, like, there's two people, and like there's one hanging by a chain with an ice cube under him, and the other guy was actually the helper of everyone, of every, you know, jigsaw, and he's sitting in this electric chair, and whenever all the ice melts, it goes over to the electric chair, and then the dude gets shocked. It's wow. But yeah, I'll tell you about the rest of that later. He finds the tape that says there's these two people that are gonna die, and that's the hanging guy and the dude in the chair, and he had to help them by saving everyone else's life. So he saved the girl with the ponytail thing first, and then there's this guy who has, like, as I said, raped women, like a lot of them, and took pictures of them for some reason, and he had to chain himself to a bed, all limbs, all four, and he had two buttons, and he clicked one, and this big hook just came down and stuck him right in the eye, like, he's like, I can do it again, I can do it, and then the timer runs out, and all his limbs get pulled off, and yeah, all his limbs just get ripped off. Incredible. I'm trying to think, what was the other traps? That might have been it. Not saying they were, but that might have been. That's all I can think of. But, what did I say I'd talk about later? I cannot remember what I was, you know, about to talk about. Saw 4 overall was a really nice movie. Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys hated this because it was a spoiler. And it says on the top, wait, it'd be on this side, Saw 4 spoiler. On that side it says, don't watch if you don't want to see it, or something. Um,